Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 5 reading goals I set for myself for the year of 2025. These reading goals might not seem like much to you guys, but these are just something that I've set for myself for this year, so let's go ahead and just jump right into them. First off, I'm going to be using this to track my reading goals. This is a 2025 reading tracker that I found on Amazon. I saw this and I purchased it, and so far it has been amazing. I know we're barely into the year, but just how organized this is. I talked way more about this in my book haul video. I went in more detail, but I've already listed my reading goals here, and it's just so organized and just a way to keep me accountable, and I just had to share it with everybody. But let's get right into the goal. The first goal is obviously how many books I want to read this year, and that's going to be 150 books. I don't think it will be too hard for me to reach that, as I have reached it in the past. Last year I read a total of 154 books, but that's my first goal, just to reach 150 books. I do count rereads towards my total book count. I know some people don't. I do. Even though I've read it before, I physically reread the book again, so I feel like it should count towards my total count for the year. But that's the first goal, 150 books. Hold on, I wrote these down so I wouldn't forget them. The second goal of this year is just to step out of my comfort zone. Anyone who knows me knows that I like what I like and I don't stray from it, whether it be books, TV shows, food. It just is what it is. And with reading, I would love to step out of my comfort zone a little bit more, especially when it comes to thrillers and some dark romances. I am not one to like scary movies, scary TV shows. I don't really even like The Walking Dead, things like that. Like I like things that make me feel good and make me feel happy, not things that make me feel scared. So I just never step into that genre when it comes to reading, but I've heard so many good things about like The Housemaid or The Silent Patient, and I would love to read those, but I just never have. So that's a goal that I am setting for myself this year, is to step out of my comfort zone and read some thrillers, and then maybe try and pick up a dark romance. I've read some dark romance, but I wouldn't say they're dark. I've read Hooked, and I don't know if that's considered dark romance, but I thought that was pretty good. But my sister-in-law's read like Haunting and Hunting Adeline and like The Ritual. I don't know about those, but I might give them a shot. But that's my second goal this year, so just step out of my comfort zone and read something that I would normally not read. My third reading goal would be to join a book club. The reason I wanted to start this channel is because I wanted to find more people who love to read like the same type of books that I like, and so we can kind of build a little community. I don't have many people in my life that like to read. My sister-in-law likes to read, my coworker likes to read, but we have different tastes in books. There's not many things that we agree on other than Fourth Wing and ACOTAR. And then one of my siblings also likes to read. But I don't know, I just want a bigger community. And I feel like the book community is so huge right now, and I thought I'd put myself out there and try and find people that we can talk about and discuss the books that we like. And I feel like I want to not only do that online, but try and do that in person. And I would love to find an in-person book club, a group of people where we can meet up every month, read a book. And yeah, I'm so introverted. I am so introverted that I don't go to a drive-through by myself if I don't go there often enough. Like an example, Chick-fil-A. Oh my God, I love Chick-fil-A's food, but the way they stand out there with their little iPads and they don't even have like a big menu makes me so nervous and so anxious that I will just not go. Rather than have somebody stand there face to face asking me what I want, because God forbid I ask, like, do you have a menu? You know? You probably didn't need to hear that, but that's just one of my things, and I really want to make some new friends, find a community. So joining a book club, an in-person book club, is honestly really huge for me, and that's probably my top goal that I would love to meet this year. That was a lot. Anyway, moving on. Another one that I have is this isn't a big reading goal, but it's something that I have been really interested in. I want to go back and reread a lot of the book series that got me into reading in the first place, such as Harry Potter. I would love to reread Harry Potter. Those are my cats, sorry. I would love to reread Percy Jackson. One of my all-time favorite book series is Chaos Walking Trilogy by Patrick Ness, which is like The Knife and Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer. I haven't read that series since high school, but it had such... I read that book series within my high school career probably about 5 times. I would love to go back and reread that. The Maze Runner trilogy, I would love to reread that. I would love to, instead of trying to focus on consuming more and more like new books, I want to go back and reread these book series. Are they still as good as I thought they were? So anyway, that's just another little goal of mine, is to reread old book series that got me into reading in the first place. And then finally, the 5th and final reading goal this year, that would be to read the Zodiac Academy series. I started reading the series last year, but I just don't think the timing was right for me. I was in a little bit of a book slump. I just wasn't in the mood to read that. So when I read it, I read the first book and I think the second book. But when I read it, I skimmed it. I skimmed that book. And I know we've all done that, where we wanted to read, but we weren't in the mood for anything, so we just kind of rushed through it, skimmed through it. Man, when I tell you I skimmed, I skimmed. I remember reading the first couple chapters and saying, I don't really like Darcy that much, so I did not read her point of view for the whole first 2 books. I just read Tori's point of view. And then I just felt like I was so confused. I wasn't really understanding what was going on, which is obvious. I wasn't reading a whole character's point of view. So I just never continued, and I've heard amazing things about this book series. Larry, one of my favorite YouTubers, is raving about this series right now, so I really want to give it another shot. This is one of the only book series that I've ever tried to read that I've done this with, that I've completely skipped over point of views, and just really not given it a fair shot. And there's so many books. There's, I believe, a couple different series in this universe, if I'm not mistaken. And I would love to read them. I think they even came out with a couple books that were written in like the main men's point of views, which I love. If you know me, I talk about the Firebolt series. It's the Dragonian series by Adrienne Woods. She wrote this whole series, and then she came out with another series called Darkbeam, where this whole book series is told in the main MMC's like point of view again, which I feel like was so needed. If you know, you know. So I really want to give Zodiac Academy another shot. So that's my plan. I don't know if I am going to start that this year or if I'm going to wait until the fall, but that is my goal. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Comment down below if you've even made it this far, some of your reading goals for this year. Maybe give me some more ideas if I want to incorporate more, add a little bit more to my plate. But thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all, and I can't wait to see you guys in the future and see what the year 2025 has in store for us.